It's that time of year. It's that time of year when all the great students of bracketology come forth and they try to figure out who will be dancing and cutting down the nets. Unfortunately, we all are trying to do this in one of the most weird college basketball seasons I've seen in a while. So my bracket right here, I wouldn't be surprised if by Sunday I'm looking around like I got a lot of red ink in this mug. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm not going to give you any bracket predictions that are in depth. I'll give you my final four. But I'm just going to pretty much discuss a few things that I like about the bracket. We've done all the analysis. It's going to be Thursday by the time most of you maybe see this. It's Wednesday now. So I'm just going to hit you with my final four and see what we got. Out of the Midwest, the region of death, we have Louisville, who is going to upset Michigan State. Not upset, what am I thinking? They're going to beat Michigan State in the Elite Eight. The region of death, I really think it's going to be a really tough bracket. My Duke boys, I don't see them beating Michigan in the Sweet 16. My big question with Duke always has been just inside game. You know, is Ryan Kelly going to be a big factor against the physical Michigan State team? I don't know. But in my region of death, I do have a cool surprise. I got Oregon going to the Sweet 16 because, as most of you probably know, they got hosed. They didn't deserve a 12 seed. They beat UCLA. They beat Arizona. They deserved more than a 12 seed. So I got them go to the Sweet 16 in that region. So Louisville out of the Midwest, hottest team. I haven't really seen too much of them, but I like Peyton Siva. I've been a fan of his since he was a freshman. Rick Pitino's March money. They're going to Atlanta. Out of the West, and it pains me to say this being a proud University of San Diego Torero, I have Gonzaga going to the Final Four, and I'm not proud of that. I want Southern University to lay a hurting on them that a HBCU should hang on them, but I don't think they're going to beat them. I just want them to beat them up a little bit. But they got Pittsburgh and Wichita State in the second round. That's easy. Most of y'all haven't seen Gonzaga this year. As much as my bias shows, they are a pretty good team. Great guard play. Great shooter in Kevin Pangos. Kelly Olynyk, great big man. He's not fully polished yet, but he's very good. He is a very good big man. Very underrated team. I think they're underrated even though they were number one in the nation because people haven't seen them. But I have Gonzaga beating New Mexico in the Elite Eight. I like New Mexico. I saw them early this year in the 24-hour basketball marathon. I love Kendall Williams, a kid out here from Rancho Cucamonga. I like Tony Snell, another kid out from here in Riverside. Steve Alford, great coach. That's a good team to worry about, and they could probably get far. I wanted to pick Arizona beating them, but because I think that they have Sweet 16 talent. But if they get behind and they have to play catch-up, I mean, they know how to play catch-up better than anybody in the country, I think, but they've looked awful as well, too. So, as dangerous as they are, they could beat New Mexico. I don't know if they will. My sleeper pick in the regional, Iowa State. Why? I really don't know. I've seen them be a great shooting team, and Ohio State's got some great guards, especially Kevin Kraft, who's an excellent defender. I think Iowa State's probably going to be my sleeper pick. Wouldn't be surprised if Ohio State won that, though. But Gonzaga's going to beat New Mexico and get to the Final Four. Moving on to the South. I can't say that too much. Moving on to the South. I have Michigan. Michigan, who I've really, really loved this year. I love Trey Burke and Tim Hardaway Jr. And in the NCAA tournament, got to go with guards. So I'm going with Michigan over Georgetown in the Elite Eight. I do not believe Kansas is going to get past Michigan. I think for some reason, I like Kansas, but for some reason, I feel like this is going to be a choke job for them this year because they lost some pretty bad games this year, and I really think that Michigan might be the team that gets them. So I got Michigan going to the Final Four over Georgetown, who I think is very good. I think Otto Porter is a very solid player. I got Georgetown winning that side. I'm going to come back to there because there's UCLA, and I'm going to talk about UCLA for a little bit. Going down to the East, this is going to be tough because I think Indiana may be the best team this year that I've seen. And they've beaten great teams, but they've lost to terrible teams. So it's kind of weird because the longer they play in the tournament, they actually are going to be a bigger favorite because they've beaten better teams. So I can't roll with them because I'm going to go with the team that I think has been really rolling well this year. I'm going with Miami to come out of the East over Indiana in the Elite Eight. I really like Miami. Shane Larkin, great point guard. Got a lot of seniors. Don't forget, Jim Larinaga is the former coach of George Mason, who took them to the Final Four. He's got a better team. He knows how to prepare them. And Miami got to the ACC this year. And the ACC may not be as great as the Big Ten was this year, but still, you get through the ACC, that's still pretty good. So I got them going to the Elite, to the Final Four. Big upset in this regional. I got Bucknell going to the Sweet 16. They're going to beat Butler. I don't really like Butler this year. I think they beat Indiana, they beat Gonzaga, but they just don't look as strong as, well, they didn't look strong in 2009, 2010 either, but oh well. I got Syracuse going to the Sweet 16 in this bracket. Good team. They'll go as far as they go. But I think the game of the tournament, or the game of the first round, might be Cal UNLV because they played earlier this year. UNLV won by 1 point, and I have a personal interest in this game because there's 5 kids who played in Southern California in this game. Justin Hawkins, Bryce John Jones, Alan Crabb, Justin Cobbs, Richard Solomon. All 5 of those guys played in Southern California. Outstanding players, great players. And don't forget about Caden Reinhardt. That's 6, actually. That's 6. My mistake. 6. Caden Reinhardt. So 6 California guys in the game. I'm going to be watching to see how they do. I'm excited for that game. So there. Now, let's get to UCLA real quick. UCLA's got a tough first-round game against Minnesota. My Bruins. A quick question for everyone calling for Ben Howland's job. Would we be saying that if Jordan Adams did not get hurt against Arizona? I don't think so. I don't think we would be saying that because had Jordan Adams not gotten hurt, they might have beaten Oregon. They probably might have gotten a 5 seed, and they might have a better matchup. So I don't think Ben Howland's job is in jeopardy, although if he gets fired, I would not be upset at all. I did say that before the season, this is going to be a Sweet 16 team or bust for this to be a great season, but I don't know if they're going to be Florida. I haven't seen Florida. I wouldn't go against Billy Donovan. And Florida's had UCLA's number. They beat them in the 06 title game, the 07 Final Four. Once they beat them in the tournament a couple years ago. So I don't know what to say. I mean, I want UCLA to beat Florida. I think they can. But it's going to be if everybody can show up. You know, can Shabazz Muhammad, take over as much as they can? Can Kyle Anderson continue to make plays? Can Larry Drew continue to make plays when the time calls for it? Because we've seen him rise up and make some very clutch plays this year. So it could happen. I just don't know. But if UCLA does lose to Florida and the exodus happens with Larry and Shabazz, I don't know. I don't know if Ben Howland should get fired. I can't say that. This has been such a weird year. I really can't say it all the time, but I think if he does get fired, long time coming. If he stays for next year, like I've said before, if he gets fired next year, cool. This is the team that I thought was going to save his job for one more year. It should save his job because I think if Jordan Adams didn't get hurt, we wouldn't be having this conversation. So, back to my Final Four. We got Louisville, Gonzaga, Michigan, Miami. Real quick wrap-up. Louisville versus Miami. Rick Pitino cuts down the Nets. Gets his first title since 1996. Yes, first title since 1996 when he was with Kentucky. And that's what I'm going with. I'm not confident in it, but this is the man's bracket right here. This is my bracket. Good luck to everybody, and may the best team win. Peace.